Hello and welcome to Herald TV News Bulletin with me, Tasleem. On February 1st, 2024, Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman unveiled the interim budget, setting the stage for the upcoming Lok Sabha elections. This provisional budget prioritizes the continuity of existing policies until the new government unveils the final union budget for 2024-25, expected in July.
In 2014, when our government assumed the reins, the responsibility to mend the economy step by step and to put the governance systems in order was enormous. The need of the hour was to give hope to the people, to attract investments, and to build support for the much-needed reforms. The government did that successfully, following our strong belief of nation first. The crisis of those years has been overcome, and the economy has been put firmly on a high, sustainable growth path with all-round development. It is now appropriate to look at where we were then. I repeat, it is now appropriate to look at where we were then till 2014 and where we are now, only for the purpose of drawing lessons from the mismanagement of those years. The government will lay a white paper on table of the House. The exemplary track record of governance, development and performance, effective delivery and Jan Kalyan has given the government trust, confidence and blessings of the people to realize whatever it takes. The goal of Vikasit Bharat with good intentions, true dedication and hard work in the coming years and decades. With this, Honorable Speaker, I commend the interim budget to this august House. Jai Hind.
Goa Chamber of Commerce and Industry welcomed the interim budget 2024-25. GCCI President Srinivas Tempo said that we welcome the budget. Interim budget has great opportunity for Goa's tourism sector. He further said that we can take advantage of various schemes. Listen.
I said in my earlier comment, one is, on the tourism angle, where they have talked about certain innovative centers to come up and, they're going to formulate a scheme of how these, innovative centers will be supported. They've talked about spiritual tourism as well as of business conferences, So these are, I think certain aspects within tourism that probably Goa could immensely benefit. But we need to sit down in detail and see once the budget is read in detail and then discuss with the state government as to how Goa would maximize this. The second thing is, she also clearly mentioned about fisheries. We have to again go into the fine print and see. But I think they want to encourage seafood exports. They want to encourage fisheries as a sector. So I think probably Goa could even benefit immensely from that. Then there is, a huge impetus on housing. So probably, as it is, Goa is a well-known place for real estate. But probably middle-income housing is something that can be given more focus in Goa, more emphasis, because they've specifically talked about middle-income housing and how they want to increase and give sort of incentives and subsidy for middle-income housing. So I think there is enough. Plus, she's agreed. She basically said that the startup companies, where the state government is trying to pitch Goa as a startup destination, tax benefits for the startups will continue. And again, with special emphasis on women entrepreneurship, she's talked again and again about Nari Shakti, where I think Goan women entrepreneurs probably could immensely benefit from the various schemes that the government is thinking.
As far as industry is concerned, what beneficiary in budget as far as mining or industries in this sector?
So industrial sector probably would benefit from the reform process. She talked about infrastructure development. She talked about giving interest-free loan to the state government for infrastructure development. So probably port connectivity is something that we can focus on. Railway connectivity is something that we can focus on. See, industry today wants more of reforms than subsidies. You know, at least the personal belief at whenever I go and meet industry fellows is they say we want to focus on two things. One is the reform process, ease of doing business, and you know, because the demand in India is there. We are the shining star amongst all the problems that the global order is facing. So I think the government is focusing rightly in terms of delivering on the infrastructure front as well as the reform process in taxation. So I already said that we had welcomed GST then, and we find huge robust earnings in GST.
Female depositors of Marshall Mahila Cooperative Credit Society have alleged a massive fraud amounting to rupees 18 crore, implicating the society's directors and staff in the financial malpractice. Several of the depositors, who are senior citizens, said that they have invested their life saving in the bank and are struggling to get the money back now. They urge the government to intervene in the matter and facilitate withdrawal of their deposited money. Watch.
2019 bank bond पडलेले क्रेडिट सोसायटी बॉन्ड पडलेले आनी 2019 सान कोणाक पैसे मेळना टील 2024 जाले ₹1 आलेवन इतक्या लोकांक मेळना सगळी म्हणून 509 डिपॉझिटर्स सो 18 crores ते बाय 2019 इंटरेस्ट दोल्ल्या 2024 लिहून ते सुबेज जाता तेणी सांगले आमकां 2020 आमचे पैसे सुबेज जातले म्हणजे एवरी मंथ तुमकां 10,000 दितले म्हणून ते 10,000 दिल्ले जाल्यार आयज 5 लाख लिहून लोकांच्या हातीन पावताले आनी 5 लाखांचो लिहून लोक कोण डिपॉझिटर आहा तो क्लियर जातालो सो आयचो दीस लिहून आमकां ₹1 लिहून मेळोंक ना आनी थिंगा गेली जाल्यार आमकां म्हणजे केअर करना सुण्याच्या भाशेन ट्रीट करतात दिप्ती आनी अपेक्षा थिंगा बसता संध्या सिनारी बसता ती आमकां काय सांगू नाकात म्हणटा तुमचे पैसे पद्मिनी सातुस्कर तेणी हाडल्यात म्हणटा आनी चेअरमॅनान हाडल्या आनी ही सगळी स्टाफ आहा तेणी पैसे हाडल्या हो मॅनेजमेंट डायरेक्टर सांगता स्टाफा कडेन ती तेंच्या कडेन विचारल्या ती सांगता स्टाफान हाडल्या म्हणून पैसे दिप्ती पटेल सांगता चेअरपर्सन सांगनासतना आमी की ही हातोली काय म्हणून ती भागीदार आहा म्हणून तेणेच आमकां ट्रिक शिकयल्या म्हणटा ती हे पैसे खावपाचे पळय ते
ट्रिक शिकयल्या पैसे खावपाचे
फुंयच्यान हे करपाचे पळय ते कित्याक लोन काढा तितकी ना सो लोन इन्क्वायरी करून गेल्यार लोन नियरली 25 lakhs लोन आहा बट सगळे म्हण डिपॉझिटरांचे पैसे 18 crores सो 18 crores फुंय गेले.
Kakra fishermen have brought to light a concerning issue, alleging that the Goa Fisheries Department has not collected the corpus fund from non-motorized fishermen since 2014. The corpus fund, intended for the welfare and development of fishermen, has reportedly been overlooked for nearly 8 years, leaving the affected fishermen community frustrated and seeking answers. Fishermen have demanded accountability and transparency from the Fisheries Department. They have also urged the minister to address the issue in the upcoming elections. Watch.
आयची प्रेस घेवपाचें एक कारण की जायतो लोक जाणा आसतलो 2023 मार्च 2023 काकरा एक इन्सिडंट जालो ओड्यांक उजो लागलेलो आनी तेन्ना आमी कॉर्पस फंडाच्या पयशांक लागून हांवें एप्लाय केलें तेन्ना डिपार्टमेंट ब्लेम म्हाका करपाक लागले तुवें एकल्यानच कॉर्पस फंड भरूंक ना म्हणून पूण आयज जेन्ना ITI घालून मागले तेन्ना नॉन मोटरायज कॅनो 315 जाणां आहा फिशरमॅन तिणी आयज पासून एकल्यान लेगून कॉर्पस फंड पयशे भरूंक ना आनी तो डेप्युटी डायरेक्टर तो मिनिस्टरान म्हाका ब्लेम केले तुजेच उरलें म्हणून आयज ताका हांव सांगूंक सोदता हे 315 जाणांचे कॉर्पस फंड भरूंक ना हाल्यां तर हेंचे व्हड्यांक कितें प्रॉब्लेम जालो कितें इन्सिडंट जालो जाल्यार हिंका तुमी कशें हेल्प करतले हिंका कोण हेल्प करतले देखून हांव मागता मिनिस्टरा कडेन की फाल्यांच्यान एसेंब्लीन तूं कितें आहा तेजें मांड प्रश्न आनी परत जे कोण मोटरायज कॅनो थिंगा आजून कॉर्पस फंड भरूंक ना तेंचे घेवपाक पयशे स्टार्ट कर आनी कोणाकूय ब्लेम करचे आदीं पयलें ते डिपार्टमेंट विचार सारकें कितें खबर ती कित्याक तुवें ते दिसात म्हाका म्हणलें हें सबसिडीचो इशू काडलो तूं म्हणूंक लागलो आपणा टायमार कमी करूंक ना हाली देखून तुका आनीक एकदां मागता की तुज्या टर्मान कितें जालां न्हू तें तूं उलय फाटलें उलय नाका कित्याक म्हाकाय खबर हांव 20 वर्सां तर जाल्या डिपार्टमेंटान येता आनी आयज म्हाका ITI घालून मेवल्या उपरांतूच आमकां सांगूंक दिसलें की 315 जाण आहा ते कॅनो नॉन मोटरायज तेंचे कॉर्पस फंड घेवपाक स्टार्ट कर फाल्यां कितें जातलें तें सांगून जावचें ना ताका लागून मागता आनी डिपार्टमेंट तुज्या हातीन आहा हें बरे भाशेन सांबाळ डिपार्टमेंट नाजाल्यार हे एक दिसा डिपार्टमेंटूच सोंपतले आनी आमचे फिशरमॅनूय सोंपतले.
पर्पज फंड्स म्हणजे कितें?
पर्पज फंड म्हणजे एक आमचे इन्शुरन्स आसता ते भाशेन कलेक्शन एवरी इयर कलेक्शन करपाचें आसतालें पयशे फिशरमॅनाचे.
कितले कलेक्ट करता एवरी इयर?
एवरी इयर्स म्हणजे कोण मेकनायज आहा तिंका 2600 2800 नॉन मोटरायज आहा तिंका कमी मातशें. पूण तेंच्यांनी आयज पासून एकल्यान लेगून नॉन मोटरायज आहा न्हू मशीन व्हडें आहा पूण त्या व्हड्याक मशीन ना. तेंच्यांनी आयज पासून एकल्यान लेगून पयशे भरले ना 14 सावन टील डेट. बोर कित्याक तुमी जाणा आसतले म्हाका कसो इन्सिडंट जावन म्हाका फक्त 40,000 मेवले आनी 40,000 जाल्यार 20,000 म्हाका फायदो. तशेंच ती तुमची कॉर्पस फंडाची आनी कॉर्पस फंड जी स्क्रुटिनी कमिटी आहा तेंच्यांनी इतकें थंय फ्रॉड केलेलें आहा की एकल्याची 25 वर्सां बोटीचे रिपोर्ट घातला तेन्ना तेणें 8 लाखांक बोट मारलेली पूण तेजें व्हॅल्युएशन 15 लाख दाखोवन ताका 8 लाख दिला 25 वर्सांच्या बोटीक. आनी डिपार्टमेंट हेणी मिनिस्टरान सांगची ओहली आमची एक डिपार्टमेंटान स्कीम येयला की तुमचे 25-30 वर्सांचे बोटी आहा कोणाचे कितें आहा जाल्यार तुमी व्हॅल्युएशन दर 5 लाख पडला तुमी व्हॅल्युएशन 10 लाख दाखोवपाक तुमकां 5 लाख मेळटा. ही स्कीम येयला म्हणून सांग नीव तूं. कित्याक जेन्ना तुमी पोन्ने वस्तूक चड पयशे दिता नी वस्तू कमी हेजेर गमता तुमी कितले फ्रॉड ते. ताका लागून हांव सांगता स्क्रुटीन कमिटी आहा थिंगा जोरी तर फुडले पावटी अशें कोणाचे तुमी बांदगडी केले जाल्यार तुमकां खंय व्हरोंक जाता हांव वतलोच. आनी जी कमिटी मॅनेजींग कमिटी आहा तिंकाय सांगता जे नोटिफिकेशनाचेर मेंबर आहा तिणीच हे मिटिंगेक अटेंड जावंक जाय मॅनेजींग कमिटी. पूण हिंगासर कितें जालां डायरेक्टर ऑफिसान ना जे जाता पूण तिणें गच्चो लेगून डिपार्टमेंटान बसल्यार रायट आहा बसपाक. कित्याक तशेंच म्हाका म्हाजें फायल पास केला जे मॅनेजींग कमिटीक नाच मनीस ते येवन फायल पास केला म्हाजी कॉर्पस फंडाची आनी गॅजेटाचेर आहा वेगळेंच. हांव नका डिपार्टमेंटान कितें चलता तें.
Bronze statue commemorating the revered leader Dr. Francisco Luis Gomes was inaugurated on Thursday at Dr. Francisco Luis Gomes Memorial Trust, Naveli, in the hands of Chief Minister Dr. Pramod Sawant. Former MP Luisino Falero expressed deep emotions as he fulfilled a long-standing dream to contribute a meaningful project to the people of Naveli in honor of the revered leader. In anticipation of PM Modi's upcoming public meeting in Goa, the KTCL Margaon bus stand has been temporarily moved to the handball court next to the artificial turf ground in Fatorda from 1st to 8th February. However, locals express discontent over the government's failure to inform the public 4 days in advance, citing the potential disruption to students, senior citizens and daily commuters. The sudden relocation has prompted demands for the government to take responsibility for adequately informing the public about this significant decision.
गोंयांत 6 तारखेर आमचो पंतप्रधान येवपाचो आसा PM मोदी. आमी ताका वेलकम करता नो डावट. पण त्या खातीर आमचे सावथ गोवा KTC बस स्टँड शिफ्ट करता थोड्या दिसा खातीर. ते बरें शिफ्ट करता ते बरें आहा प्रॉब्लम जावपा नाका म्हणून लोकांक पब्लिकाक. 1 ते 8 तारखे भितर 8 दीस काय 9 दीस शिफ्ट केला. सो ताका लागून लोकांक आमचे पब्लीक फेसिलिटी थंय आसा शिफ्ट केला त्या जाग्यार बरी आसा काय ना खबर ना. आनी हो अवेरनेस एक 4 दिसां पयलीं स्प्रेड करपाक लोकांक सगळ्यांक कळपाक. सो सिनियर सिटीजन आसा फूल सावथ गोवाचे लोक तो बस स्टँडार येता हांगा थंय नॉर्थ ट्रॅवल करपाक बी. सो तांकां प्रॉब्लम जातलो. सिनियर सिटीजन आसा कॉलेजी भुरगीं आसा थोडे ट्रॅवल करपी आसता ते तांकां त्रास जातलो. तांकां फेसिलिटीज बरी प्रोवायड केल्या काय ना ते खबर ना आमकां. सो हे अवेरनेस एक 8 दीस फाटल्यान हे 4 दीस फाटल्यान तुमी स्प्रेड करपाक आसलो सगळ्या लोकांक पब्लिकाक सांगून. हे फाटी इतले खूब मिटींग जाल्यो मोदी येयलो एवरी टायम मोदी येयलो पूण बस स्टँड शिफ्ट जावंक ना. पण हे फर्स्ट टायम बस स्टँड कित्याक शिफ्ट केला कितें कारण हेजे फाटी कितें कारण कितें आसा ते बी 8 दीस ते बी 8 दीस बस स्टँड शिफ्ट करपाचें कारण कितें. सो फर्स्ट टायम असो शिफ्ट करपाक कारण कितें.
सो तुमगे फकत डिमांड आसलो असो अवेरनेस हो लोकां कडेन सारको
तुमचो डिमांड आसलो की अवेरनेस फक्त एक पयलीं स्प्रेड करपाचो ते तुमचे कर्तव्य आसले. सो तुमी ते हालीं स्टार्ट केला लोकांक कशें कळटलें. सिनियर सिटीजन आसा ट्रॅवल करपी भुरगीं आसा कॉलेजीस आतां एग्जाम चालू भुरग्यांची सो तांकां त्रास जाता भरपूर.
It has been observed that several sarpanchas and panchas are escaping scrutiny by not declaring their assets, raising questions about transparency and accountability. In this edition of Street Voices, Team Herald spoke to several people to know their opinion on whether the sarpanchas and panchas are being let off without declaring assets and whether some North Goa panchas are richer than MLAs and ministers.
आज तुम्ही पळयता की हे पंच सरपंच आतां पयलीं ते जिखून येता, जिखून येयल्या उपरांत ते पंच जाता, पंच जाल्या उपरांत ते सरपंच जाता. पण हितून हे कितें हेंचे आतां इतले एसेट जाला पळय ते खंयसरूच दाखयना. हेचेर खंय तरी हेंच्यांनी दाखोवंक जाय की बाबा आपले एसेट पयलीं कितले आसले आनी आतां कितले आसा, पण हे खंयच दाखयना. म्हणून आयज हे खंय ना खंय टॅक्स भरिना जावं खंयचे IT भरिना म्हणून हे सगळे प्रॉब्लेम जाता. म्हणून आयज ते खंय ना खंय गव्हर्मेंटान हेचेर चवकशी करूंक जाय.
पयले सुवातेर आदल्या काळार हो सरपंच आनी पंच आयच्या काळाक सर करूंक जायना. आदीं गांवांनी तितलो डेवलपमेंट जायनासलो, पूण आयज लॉट ऑफ डेवलपमेंट जाता. दुडू मोडपूय जायते जाता आनी दुडू जायते पंचायतीक येणावळूय जायती आसता. ह्या हितून खरेपणी जेन्ना इलेक्टेड मेंबर आसता, आतां MLA धर, MLAक ताका आपणाचें एसेट सरकाराक दाखोवचें पडटा कंपल्सरी. अशें प्रोविजन गोवा पंचायत एक्टांत ना. गरज आसा सरकारान गोवा पंचायत एक्ट एमेंड करून तातूंत हें प्रोविजन करपाचें की फुडाराक ऑल इलेक्टेड मेंबर्स, not only panchayats, even municipalities everywhere, they have to submit their income, their assets, their expenditure, everything to the government. पूण जो पर्यंत तें पंचायत एक्टान आसचें ना तो पर्यंत कोणूच दाखोवचो ना. तेच खातीर न्हू कितें आसा, आजून पासून सरपंच पंच जितलो MLAक आनी मंत्र्यांक सिरियस घेताले ते आजून पासून घेवंक नासले. पूण हालींच्या काळार ज्यो घडण्यो घडल्या, गोंय जेन्ना ट्युरिजम वाडलें आनी बिल्डिंगां येवपाक लागलीं, कांय पंचायतींनी इल्लिगल कन्स्ट्रक्शन इतलीं केलीं, कांय सरपंचांनी पंचांनी दुडू इतले घेतले आनी इल्लिगल कन्स्ट्रक्शन केलीं. आतां तुमी तो हालींच्या दिसांनी हायकोर्टाचें डिसिजन पळयत जाल्यार कांय गांवांनी अशें घडलां.
The fishing community from South and North Goa came together to urge the PM to address two pressing issues affecting their livelihoods. Firstly, they seek relaxation from CRZ rules to safeguard traditional fishermen's houses from demolition. Secondly, they request licenses for traditional fishermen to operate guest houses for tourists at their establishments. The fishing community said that they are not against the law but feel there are flaws in the existing CRZ data with the government, which they say are based on outdated surveys and regulatory gaps. They met at the Secretariat. They blamed the illegalities of former Arambol Sarpanch for the blanket approach against them and assert that their places are not illegal. A circular has been issued by the Home Department stating that there is no requirement to obtain copyright permission for performance of musical works at religious ceremonies, wedding, social festivals. Police have been directed not to cause undue harassment to the public. The circular warns of taking action against hotels that demand for such licenses too. Goa Entertainment Association has welcomed the decision. Mission Political Reservation for Scheduled Tribes of Goa submitted a memorandum to Goa Forward Party leader Vijay Sardesai urging him to support their cause. Members of the community have announced to take peaceful march on Legislative Assembly on February 5th.
Political Reservation for Scheduled Tribes of Goa. So आम्ही कॉल दिला आमचे की 5 फेब्रुवारी दिसा अख्खे आमचे समाज बांधव मोर्चा घेऊन गोवा असेंब्लीचेर वयतले. आमचे डिमांड जो आसा अंडर आर्टिकल 332 दॅट इज रिजर्वेशन ऑफ सीट्स इन गोवा असेंब्ली. सो त्या संदर्भात आम्ही आमचे गोवा फॉरवर्ड पार्टीचे प्रेसिडेंट मिस्टर विजय सरदेसाय सर हांकां आमी मेमोरेंडम सबमीट करपाक आयिल्ले, जे आमी सद्याक सगळे पार्टीक करता. आनी तुमकां खबर आहा की लास्ट असेंब्ली जाल्ली तेन्ना आमच्या विजय सरदेसायन हो विशय उचलून धरलो असेंब्लीन. तेन्ना आमी तांकां मेमोरेंडम आयज सबमीट केला की तेंचे कडच्यान आमी सपोर्ट आमकां मागता की हो जो आमचे शेड्यूल्ड ट्रायब कम्युनिटीचो विशय आसा जो लॉंग पेंडींग फाटले 20 वर्सां जालो पेंडींग आसा तो चालीक लावपा खातीर तेंच्यांनी जी आज पर्यंत मदत केल्ली आहा आनी अशीच आमकां सपोर्ट फाल्यां जो मोर्चाक तेंचो जाय जेन्ना आमचे समाज बांधव सगळे येतले एसेंब्ली तेन्ना त्या टायमाचेर तेंच्यांनी एसेंब्लीन आमचो आवाज जावन थंय आमकां उलयल्ली जाय म्हणून आयज ऑन बिहाफ ऑफ द मिशन पॉलिटिकल रिजर्वेशन वी हॅव सबमिटेड हिम अ मेमोरंडम इन दीस रिगार्ड.
In response to the lack of progress, the KTCL employees have decided to initiate an indefinite protest agitation to draw attention to their grievances. In spite of numerous representations and prolonged discussions, the long-standing issues between the government of Goa and the Kadamba Transport Corporation Limited remain unresolved. Watch.
They have not signed after implementation of 7th pay the agreement with the Labour Commissioner, which is binding. They have not given the areas. Our main demand today as a working class and workers is that immediately sign the settlement. Immediately, there is no time bar given to any government now anymore as far as the labour issues are concerned. Immediately, after signing the agreement, if the areas is there, almost 39 months, कामगाराचो areas asat. So, to areas sache jar kina paise ata, we have already told the government that we are prepared to accept it in the areas form, in installations, this thing which were done earlier also. कामगारांक केन्नाच एका मुलकीन पैसे मेळ्ळे ना कदंबा. So we are prepared to adjust and immediately procure the new buses and whatever is privatized जे करून तुम्ही indirectly जे बॅक डोरांतल्यान चलयता ते बंद करात. आमी कितें आसा साम दाम दंड भेद. We have tried all the avenues with the government. We had a series of meeting with the Honorable Chief Minister of Goa along with the Managing Director, General Manager and all other authorities including the Director of Transport, including the Minister of Transport, and nobody is saying no. They say it is your genuine demand and yes, you have to give it.
Goa State Pollution Control Board has announced the second edition of the International Environment and Sustainability Summit Goa 2024 from 8th to 10th February in Dr. Shyama Prasad Mukherjee Stadium, Bambolim. The theme for this year's summit is Structuring the Present for a Sustainable Future, our commitments to actions. The 3-day summit will create a platform to present sustainability solutions through conference and exhibition. Watch.
Member Secretary, Sharmila, my dear friends from the media. I personally feel there's nothing much for me to say because both have covered everything. However, with the theme in mind of this summer being structuring the present for a sustainable future, our commitments to action, I think this sums up the whole summit. Reason being, because we not only believe that we're going to make commitments, but those commitments would be converted into actions, which in short means we mean business. The time has come where we recognize our responsibility to ensure good health, good water quality. These are basic, essential things needed for the human being. And therefore, it is our endeavor to try and give our best.
In a nail-biting encounter at the Ambeli ground, Karmona SC secured a spot in the semi-finals by defeating Kurturi Gymkhana with a narrow 4-3 victory in the Lourdes Soccer Inter-Village Football Tournament. Karmona SC displayed grit and determination throughout the match, with goals coming from the boots of Stanford Fernandes, Darren Estebero, Aaron Fernandes and Maven Gracious. The opponents Kurturi Gymkhana put up a strong fight with Ansler Fernandes, Ray Dis and Nelson Fernandes finding the back of the net.
The match reached a crescendo in the first minute of injury time when Daniel Rebello of Carmona SC sealed the victory, making the lead more comfortable for the Carmona villagers. The contest was not short of excitement, and the scoreboard reflected the intense battle between the two sides. Stanford Fernandes, Darren Estebero, Aaron Fernandes, and Maven Gracias showcased their scoring prowess, ensuring Carmona SC's advancement to the semi-finals. Inacio Norona for Herald TV.
In a thrilling encounter at the Panchayat ground Seraulim, Varka veterans emerged victorious by defeating USC of Seraulim A with a scoreline of 2-1, securing their place in the semi-finals of the Benaulim constituency 8-a-side football tournament. The tournament, organized by the United Sports Club of Seraulim, witnessed a display of skill and determination from both teams.
Varka veterans made an early impact, opening the scoring in the 7th minute of the first half. A defensive lapse from Seraulim allowed Henry to capitalize on a weak clearance, putting Varka in the lead with a well-placed shot into an empty goal. Despite the setback, Seraulim veterans dominated possession and territory but struggled to find the equalizer. In the 12th minute, Jess Cardozo's well-placed shot hit the goal post, and a powerful attempt from Sandeep was expertly punched away by Varka's goalkeeper Romeo. At the lemon break, Seraulim found themselves trailing 1-0. Inesho Noronha for Herald TV.
That's all we have in today's news bulletin. Thanks for watching Herald TV News. For more news and alerts, please follow us on O Heraldo on Facebook and Twitter. Take care and goodbye.